Hey guys, I'm C here with Purple Labs and also with Diego from Ludex. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Are you having a good time at the Hacker House?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Tell the people who are watching what you do.
Okay, let's start off with a short pitch deck, elevator deck.
Let's go.
So basically we do a video game wagering protocol for video games. What that means in simple terms is we allow any video game developer to add the aspect of betting in their game. So I would challenge you on a game of Pokemon, let's say, challenge you for $20. We both put in the money, we play the game, and the winner collects the pot. Right? And so let's say you win, you collect the $40, right?
Awesome.
That's pretty much what we do. We're an infrastructural level protocol for video games, or the metaverse as people like to call it.
The metaverse. Yeah. So essentially, to simplify it, like let's say you have a NFT collection, like cutie bots.
Yeah.
Right? So you have these two NFTs and you kind of make them battle.
Yeah.
And then is it dependent on any, do these, the NFTs, do they have attributes that would make them more likely to win?
Right.
Or is it just random?
So that's the beauty of it. We implement our protocol. So video game developers use our protocol for their games, right? So this means that any sort of variety or format of games can use it. Now, to build this protocol, we built the cutie bots that you just mentioned. This mini game was essentially like a proof of concept for us to build a protocol. And in our mini game called Cutie Bots, the game is essentially a weighted coin flip, basically. And then so if my cutie bot, let's say, is level 4, yours is level 1, I have 4 chances on 5 of winning, you have 1 chance on 5 of winning, right? Okay. That's what weighted coin flip means. However, that's just for proof of concept purposes. We built that mini game in like a week or so. We're not video game developers ourselves, so It
was amazing though, it was amazing, I love it.
So we built it in a very short time, super simple format. The idea was really to start developing the protocol and see how we can make a game use a protocol in the easiest way possible. And so that's kind of one of the competitive advantages that we have, is that for any game, whether it's like on-chain or off-chain, they can use this protocol. They can use this wagering format to them. And so I can think of like other games that we're currently talking to, other Web3 games. In their case, they have a wide variety of models, right? Some of them is like direct battles, 1 against 1, where their NFTs, the attributes of their NFTs make an impact in the performance of the game. Other projects, not at all, right? Are completely they have only the NFT on chain, but other than that, nothing else. And we can essentially be used by any of these projects, right? So anyone can add wagering into their platform, into their game, right?
Which is really cool, honestly.
Yeah.
I think there's so much you can do with that, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can go straight for the luck factor and it be whatever, but then you can totally build on that and be creative and do something really, really cool.
For sure.
Why Solana though?
Yeah, that's a great question. The real dead honest answer.
Let's go. Give me the honest truth.
It was kind of slightly a leap of faith, because we have this good friend of ours called Calvin. Maybe you've mentioned him in your podcast before or not. Anyway, he's working on a game called Laddercaster. Calvin I met in 2019. We were neighbors at the office. He's from Montreal, and we were neighbors there, and we met a while back. And then fast forward 2021, he's seen the progress of our project, and we're kind of like looking into crypto and blockchain and seeing how we can shape what we're already working on into the space. And Calvin at that point kind of started acting in an unofficial way, like an advisor, right, to us. And he adopted the wax space. I don't know if you're familiar with wax.
Explain it to the people of that.
Sorry?
Explain it to the people.
Yeah, so wax is basically another very popular chain. Well, now it's a chain. It was derived from a chain called EOS. And essentially Wax, at least at the time, was the main competitor, if you want, of Solana, in the sense that the biggest community adopting Wax was the video gaming community, right? So they had very big game names, still do to this day, game names using that chain. And two of the big reasons is because the chain is extremely cheap to use, and also one of the fastest chain, right? That was, at the time, very true. Solana was starting to come up, started to become something tangible. And so at the time, Wax definitely had a bigger market volume, let's say. But Calvin, said, well, if you want something right now, you should build on Wax. If you want something for the near future, maybe you should look at Solana, right? There's not much documentation out there. It's going to be really hard to develop, but that's the way that I think it will go, he told us. So it was kind of like, and then we did our own research for sure. But at the end of the day, we said, like, we trust Calvin. Let's YOLO for this, and chose to develop on Solana for the reasons obvious that I just mentioned. And we were very happy today that we did.
Yeah, lucky. Yeah, Calvin is
quite the visionary, that guy.
He's amazing. He's amazing. Tell me something. Are you a gamer?
Yeah, I'm a weird type of gamer. I'm like an avid advocate for casual game. I consider myself a casual gamer, but I've played in a weird way more less casual games. I started up when I was much younger, I guess, in my high school years. I played StarCraft, which is not that popular of a game, but for me it was these cool like strategy games. Meddled for a week in World of Warcraft, but then I had a free trial of 10 days, and then they were like, yeah, do you want to continue? And I chose not to because I had spent all of those 10 days in games. I was like, this is gonna be bad for me. And then so I do like video gaming, and then casual on consoles, Halo and stuff like that, and then really believe very strongly from a consumer perspective as well as from a business perspective in mobile gaming. I'm a really big believer in mobile gaming. Their numbers are just incredible. Mobile gaming alone, actually, in 2021 is a bigger market size than console and PC gaming combined, right? So imagine all of the console gamers on the planet plus all of the PC gamers on the planet haven't spent as much money as the mobile gamers on the planet.
It makes sense because first of all, it's always with you, right? And the microtransactions, that's what they get you, the microtransactions.
Yeah.
Earlier you were talking about Calvin, and I think one of the coolest things about meeting you, because we're friends, is that we've traveled through the hacker houses together. And I think being part of these hacker houses has been kind of like a fundamental part of your growth and of building it in Ludex.
100%. I mean, I perceive, and if anyone for out there, anyone who hasn't been to any of these hacker houses, to me a hacker house or the hacker houses together is like an ambulant incubator / accelerator. It's a traveling incubator accelerator. The tangible proof of that is before we went, the first hacker house we personally went to, the Ludex Team, was in Chicago. And Calvin was the one who basically kicked us in the derrière. I don't know if I'm going to be bleeped if I say some bad words or whatever. But so he kicked us. He's like, hey, we're going to Chicago Hacker House. You really should. We were in a bubble before that, right? We were developing, not knowing if we were relevant in the space or not, really building, and kind of had that imposter syndrome before even getting into the ecosystem of maybe we're we know fuck all what we're doing, right? And so Calvin was basically not a confirmation, but encouragement. Yeah, exactly. Saying no, you guys really have something tangible, and the space is really early. You guys are relevant in this space. Go to the Chicago. We went there, and we obviously didn't regret it. Opened up a wide variety of opportunities of doors on investment side, on partnership side. Meeting you here, sitting down. All of this is tangible proof. And since then, since the Chicago Hacker House, as you say, we kind of tried to travel as much as possible to these other hacker houses. But our acceleration, what we've done since then till this day, which is effectively 1 month, is the equivalent easy to 6+ months that we would have otherwise, right? So we're 6 months further in a month. So insane. The value is obvious once you go into these events, right?
Yeah, I think part of being in Web3 is everyone is so far from each other, right?
Yes, yes.
And being able to come to a place that is conducive to working, right? And to networking and to building, really does that. And also the community in Solana is great. I think like we became Insta friends, you know? It was cool. And that, this is a story that like happens so much within this space.
100%. Yeah, I mean, and as you say, the community in the world, it's such a niche space still. And just having the luck basically of being in a place where so many stakeholders and believers of the industry are all gathered in the same place, the value is just like obviously there. There's no debating. No one would debate otherwise, right? So
you haven't launched yet.
Sorry?
You haven't launched yet?
So that's a tricky question. We're doing like for the protocol, we're actually on mainnet now for the wagering protocol. And to self-finance our protocol, we made that minigame that the CutieBots minigame. So CutieBots minigame, we're planning to do the public mint in April. So that's for, and now we have pre-sales, but it's like really early adopters to like the avid believers of the protocol, right? We're not yet getting in the degens to the sale, but more like the long-term investor mindset. But in April, planning to launch the CutieBots, and in parallel, obviously, we're developing the wagering protocol. Now it's on mainnet, and we're currently pushing to market with game developers. I won't necessarily mention them right now because we're still finalizing, but we're like 90% in terms of finalizing. Yeah, like. The official partnerships and whatnot. So there are a few video games in Web3 that already want to use our protocol, which you'll be seeing more of us over the next 2 months in games being used, as well as Web2 games. Because as I said, we abstracted the tech for Web2 games to also be able to easily use our protocol. And that's kind of cool because you have a big market yet.
Absolutely, that's untouched.
There, right? Untouched there, so.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. So where can they find you?
You can, the easiest way, go the other way around, like bottom up type of thing. Look for CutieBots. CutieBots on Twitter, QTBOTZ or BOTZ.com. And you'll find there on the website link back to Ludex. We're doing a small pivot because Ludex before was like a Web2 centralized application. We did a pivot end of 2021 into fully like crypto, fully blockchain. So we are doing like a rebranding and all at the current moment. So the easiest way to find us, unfortunately, right now, is through CutieBots.
Not unfortunately, CutieBots are adorable.
Yeah,
I have to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you do have.
I have to.
Yeah.
Supporting my friends until the end.
Yep. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Diego.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I'm super excited for you and super proud of you. And I think this is what's so wonderful about Web3 and especially the hacker houses is that you see all of these projects that are just flourishing because of having a space to make it happen. You know, I'm super bullish on the projects that are being built here. So.
100%. You meet every other person that you meet is into something that. There are smart people here. You know, like really smart people. And compared to other spaces where sometimes you hear a lot of ideas and sometimes you know here there are a lot of ideas and every other one you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Right? That's not just your random concept. So people put a lot of thought into what they're building, are surrounding themselves with the people that can potentially help them execute. So yeah, the space is amazing.
What are you waiting for? Come to the Hacker House.
Yeah,
you have
definitely come to the Hacker House.
No reason to not come.
Ciao.